Welcome to yoga. Today we're going to start with basics. Breath, bandhas, or a sense of the direction of energy, and drishti, or focus. These are the most important parts of any yoga asana practice. Yoga asana are the yoga postures that we take. The word yoga can mean union or to join, and it can also mean sort of the gathering together of disparate parts to move in one direction. So, in our yoga practice, we'll focus on breath, on bandhas, and feeling the whole body working together, and drishti, or where our focal point with our eyes and with our mind is in each pose. In yoga asana practice, we want to breathe into the rib cage. There are two different ways that you can practice breathing with your respiratory diaphragm. If you're breathing, you're using your respiratory diaphragm, but you can use it better, usually. When you're lying on your back and your spine is supported, you may want to practice breathing into the low belly. This is the way that infants breathe because their rib cage isn't able to move out like yours is. Breathing into the low belly can be very calming, but what it doesn't allow is for continuous stabilization of the front of the core muscles, which also provides a stabilization of the spine. So that's why in asana practice, when we're seated or standing, we want to focus on, although we're not rigidly holding the belly in, we want to focus on a light hug in the abdominals and getting the change in volume in the thorax through expansion of the rib cage. So bring your hands to the outer edges of your ribs. And see if you can feel the ribs expanding on the inhale and drawing in on the exhale. You may be able to hear my breathing, and that's because I'm using an audible breath, often referred to as an ujjayi breath. And I'm creating this sound the same way you would if you were going to lightly fog up a pair of sunglasses to clean them off. It's easiest to practice this by making the ha sound with an open mouth on an exhale. And then continue on your inhale. It'll dry out your throat. Next time you come to an exhale, try to close your mouth halfway through, but still make the same sound. Breathing into the rib cage, as opposed to displacing the contents of the abdomen, allows us to use a respiratory diaphragm to expand the capacity of the thorax, the part of your torso that has ribs around it, and take in more oxygen and squeeze out more carbon dioxide. The next portion of our yoga asana practice focuses on bandhas. Bandhas can be a very subtle concept, so I'm going to talk about them in a way that's felt more accessible to me. There will be muscular actions that you can feel. There's also sort of a general sense of the direction of the pose, the direction of the movement of the muscles, direction of energy, if you will, in each pose. So as you sit here, we'll practice sitting well to begin with. Descend down through your tailbone. So really just let that tailbone release. Descend down through your shoulder blades. Sometimes it's helpful to roll the shoulders back a couple of times to allow the shoulder blades to descend down the back body. Balance the head over the torso. We'll go through this a few times. So in our yoga asana practice, we're trying to draw energy from the ground or our base up through the core to lift the chest and expand outward through the limbs.